Hello, welcome to Technically Analytics. Today we're going to be talking about Dylan Cease, who was traded from the White Sox to the Padres. Dylan Cease is a starting pitcher. He throws right. He has 4 years of MLB experience, and he's a free agent in 2026. He's a second year ARB eligible player. So yeah, Cease is one of the better pitchers in the league. He does have quite a few. He has quite a few good seasons to his name, and he was traded from the White Sox to the Padres for a few players: Jaharo Inerte, Drew Thorpe, Sam Zavala, and Steven Wilson, all mostly minor leaguers. And when you look at his career stats, you can see that he had one really good season, but a few kind of shaky ones, right? So starting out in 2019, he had a 5.79 ERA, and his ERA plus was 79. That was his first season. He kind of struggled, which is fair and not unusual. And then in the second season, he improved a little bit, 111 ERA plus with 4.01 ERA, not bad. And then he really started to find it in 2021. And that 2020 season, he only pitched in 12 games. So in 2021, he actually found it. 32 starts, 391 ERA, 112 ERA plus, 12 strikeouts per nine, which is really good, actually. And then he never matched that total of strikeouts per nine in any other season. But the next season, his ERA was even lower, 2.20 ERA, 32 starts again. And he was able to do a 180 ERA plus, 310 FIP, 1.109 WHIP, which is the lowest of his career, and 11 strikeouts per nine. Not quite as good, but overall, this kind of made him people. This was his breakout season in 2022. In 2023, he was not able to match it. 4.58, back down to 97 ERA plus, 1.418 WHIP, which is not very good. He's allowing too many base runners. His home runs per nine kind of stayed similar, but his walks were up and his strikeouts were down. So we're going to look into why that is. And this is obviously a good trade for the Padres, who needed rotation help. They lost Seth Lugo and Michael Wacha, I believe. So yeah, it's a good trade for the Padres if he can find it again, which is quite possible. Now, if we look at his percentile rankings from 2023, you can see that all his run values are down, and a lot of other stuff is down, like his fastball velocity. And you'll see compared to 2022 that he just wasn't on his game. So when you go to 2022, you see that he was able to get good value on all his pitches, run value. They're all effective. He had a in the 90 percentile in most categories, especially not allowing hard hits, striking people out, making people miss. Not so good at making people chase, but not bad. And so when you go dig a little deeper into his pitch tracking, you see that he has 4 pitches: 4-seamer, slider, knuckle curve, changeup. And I guess he changed from 2022 a little bit. He has a sinker as well, but he threw in looks like he threw in what did he change out? Oh, the slider. Or no, not the slider. He changed out one pitch. Or no, he dropped a pitch. He dropped the sinker. But he only threw 30 of those, so I don't think that made a big difference. But when you look at his the batting average, you can see his most effective pitch was the changeup, and he had a 53% lift weight and 11% put away. And this was in 2023. That was his most effective pitch, essentially. Lowest average, lowest slug, and he threw it only 99 times, which is probably why it was most effective. But his fastball was relatively ineffective, and his knuckle curve was very ineffective. Now, when you compare that to the season before that, it's kind of a similar story, but he was able to really throw those pitches effectively and get whiffs on them, especially the changeup and the knuckle curve, which you could see that in 2023 it went down about 4%, and the put away rate went down quite a bit, actually, from 23 to 19. So if we dig a little deeper, you can see his run value, which run value is basically the amount of runs that he saves or allows, depending on, you know, if the pitch is effective or not. So if it's, for example, if for the 4-seam fastball in 2023, a -3 run value means he's allowing, like, on average 3 runs or thereabouts. It's allowing runs, basically. It's allowing guys to get on base, to get hits, to score runs. So when you look at the run value, it kind of digs in deeper. You can see his most effective pitch was actually his slider. And then I guess the curveball is a substitute for the knuckle curve, because it looks like the curveball in 2020 just, like, the knuckle curve just wasn't effective, and it wasn't as effective. It wasn't as bad in 2022, but his real game changer was the slider, which he threw 1,000 times, or 1,300 times, and he was able to get a 37% K and a 27% put away, which is really good. And that went down significantly in 2020. Actually, it went up a little bit, but the other pitches went down. Like, the fastball went down significantly from 37.5 K percentage to 20.9 K percentage, and then the put away rate went 27.8 to 17.9. So for Cease, I think it all kind of revolves around him being able to throw his slider and his knuckle curve effectively, or his sinker too, even though he didn't really throw a sinker in 2023. Maybe you should add that back in, because it was effective, even though only 30 pitches. But so yeah, so overall, I do like the acquisition for the Padres, but I think Cease needs to figure out his pitch mix a little bit. It seems like he kind of struggled with his knuckle curve. Probably, I'm gonna guess it's placement, although I didn't see anything weird on the heat maps of where we were throwing it. It seemed like it was probably more to do with spin rate or something, or movement. But overall, if he can just throw a slider effectively and use it off his changeup, or vice versa, then that's going to be the best way for him to actually have that Cy Young like season. He came in second, and so yeah, that's Dylan Cease. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.